Let me show you the main problem. See that right there? That's the problem. What's up, guys? You might recognize where we're at. There's a different car over here today because we're doing something a little different. Nick's currently underneath of here. What are we doing, bud?
Oh, we're fixing Papa Rice's bit of a kerfuffle here.
Let me show you the main problem. See that right there? That's the problem. We did discover they know what they're doing when it comes to Christmas tree clips.
That is very true.
Nissan does know what they're doing when it comes.
Ford, every single one of them would have broke,
but they don't know what they're doing when it comes. Damn it, I'm getting gripped on. They don't know what they're doing when it comes to transmissions.
Yeah, it's bloated.
I don't know if we still have the fluid over here. If you could probably.
I dumped it.
Yeah. You can still see some of the glitter and flakes in there, but I think Nick's got a picture of it, don't you?
Yeah, I do got a picture on my phone right here. So I don't know if you guys can even see all the metal.
Pretty glittery.
Yeah.
So we're gonna pop this bad boy in there, and
Just sort of blow up another 10,000 miles.
hey. He got the 3-year warranty, bud.
Man, I ain't warranting my work. I still gotta get paid twice.
Valid. But that's what we're doing, and we're trying to get some of this stuff unbolted here. This thing's being a cunt.
Yeah. So apparently these things have an issue where the bearing in the passenger side axle shaft gets stuck in the bracket that mounts to your block.
You don't really have a whole lot to pry on here because that's like a dog ear. And
yeah, I tried prying on it, wouldn't come out. I saw a video online, and apparently if you heat it up, it'll if you keep constant pressure on it with a pry tool. So I had him prying on it this morning, and I was heating it up, and it started melting the bracket before it even gave.
Yeah,
so we gave up on that
that's
idea.
Still in there, so it hasn't worked at this point.
So the next plan is I'm just going to unbolt this, and then I tried that yesterday as well, and it didn't work out, so because of this little cooler thing that's on the back. So I'm going to try to take that off and see if we can slide this whole thing out with it still on the bracket. Show them what you're talking about. This little cooler right here, this piece of the bracket hits here, so if I move that out of the way, I'm hoping it'll give me enough room to pull this thing out the rest of the way.
Then hopefully we can get this shit turd out of here. And
yeah. So we'll see. But we don't have that much left. It's just once that's out of the way, then it'll be the transfer case, drive shaft, a couple more bolts for the transmission.
Normal stuff.
And then I'll put a brace up top to hold the engine and tranny up. And then we can take it out, put the new one in, and just reverse everything.
Yay.
And that over, so.
Oh yeah, I made poor decisions, by the way.
Yeah.
Hail Satan.
Hail Satan. God damn it. So yeah, we're gonna get going on this, and hopefully we'll have some better news the next time we bring you back on. So
okay, so
yay!
Yahtzee! Update!
We got it. Luckily moving that little cooler out of the way.
This is what we were talking about, where it started to actually melt some of the aluminum.
Basically that was just like a coolant cooler, because once I disconnected that, some more coolant started dripping from the lines I had off over.
It's a good thing I wasn't still standing here, because I would have got dumped on a little bit, but.
So now it's a little easier to understand what our problem was. Basically that cooler was in the way, and that bracket that he just showed you was in the way, and it was hitting right there. But once I moved that out of the way, it slid it right out. Didn't have to fuck with it, which is always good.
Right.
All we gotta do now is disconnect the drive shaft, take the transfer case or PTU, whatever you want to call it, out of there, and then a couple more bolts, and should be able to pull her out.
We'll be pulling her out.
So we'll get on that, and we'll bring you guys right back on. All right, fellers, we got the transfer case, PTU out, whatever you want to call it. It's very tiny in comparison to all the Ford ones I do. But, so all we have left now is 2 more bolts, and the top tranny mount.
And then she's getting ready to come out.
But I can't do that until I support everything up top, because then it'll just be hanging on one side and you can't have that. So
That makes sense.
gotta find somewhere to hook it to. And then, well, I'll be using that red bar guy, whatever you want to call it. And then we can finally get this thing up there, take that mount off, and then throw a rat strap around it, pull her out. So
Nice. Enjoying that orange juice. Bye.
yeah.
Well, we got it out.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Literally the hardest part.
Better than that
of this
C-Max
job.
we had to work on that one time.
Yeah. Yeah, if I had to complain about anything, which it may just sound stupid to you, but I work on transmissions every single day of my life, at least during the week anyway. And this bolt, that bolt, and that bolt were so tight that a 1/2 inch impact wouldn't take them out. It just vibrated the shit out of me.
A Milwaukee 1/2 inch
Yeah,
impact
Milwaukee.
at that.
And I've never had that happen ever. And I was like, what the heck? So I grabbed my 1/2 inch breaker bar and got it in there with the swivel and whatnot. And I was pulling on it pretty hard, and it was just like, gunk. I was like, God dang, Nissan. But it's only the top 3. All the other ones came out with like a 3/8 impact. Like,
Huh.
it makes no dang sense.
Well, here, you can show them which bolts. You can see them on this better.
Yeah. Yep, that one, and that one.
That's crazy.
Just the top guys, but every single of the other ones came out with no issue.
This is such an oddly shaped transmission, too.
Because it's a CVT, our CVTs are actually, like the Ford CVTs are shaped generally like that too.
Oh, really?
They kind of swoop up in that direction.
Yeah.
Because they're basically all generally the same design, I believe. I mean, each
I would
brand changes it
imagine.
a little. Obviously, it's not exactly the same.
Right. But still generic, I mean. So yeah, we're gonna have a few things to transfer over, because you can see like that top thing, as Nick pointed out.
And the transmission range sensor looks like it was melted.
Couple things were cut, but I mean that's what you get when you get something from OKQ.
This
or
bracket's all bent. We'll just use the one that came on
Phoenix.
his car originally.
So we'll
Sensors are all destroyed. Because they don't care when they take these things out of cars. They just rip them out.
transfer some of these guys over, like he said, the sensors. And then I think you were talking, is it this bracket?
Yeah, really it's just the transmission range sensor we're gonna have to change.
Most of these little plugs.
That stuff we can all leave alone as long as it's not broken. Like this one's not broken. This one's not broken.
Oh yeah, it's just.
Oh wait, this is the one out of his car.
I was gonna say, I think some of it's just the wiring that's cut, but some of these guys, like we might have to transfer over, and but for the most part,
if you look at this one, like this one's obviously broken.
Yeah.
And this one's fine, so we can leave that alone.
Ground's cut, so
But that's still on the car, so we don't have to worry about that. So literally we just take off the stuff we don't need, replace anything that's broken or needs replaced off of obviously the original one, because they're not broken. And then we can slap it back in, call it a day. So
all right, so in true Planet Stang fashion, we were fucking around and we went and got some lunch, but we got the new one in. Got all the little bits and pieces swapped over. There's the old one over on the bench over there.
looks like the new one.
It
should.
Yeah.
This one looks crappier than the one we took out of it. It's just that one's blown up.
Right.
So hopefully this one ain't.
But we got it in, we got it all lined up. It was kind of a bitch to get lined up, wasn't it?
Yeah.
At least from up top. Well, and on the bottom.
Yeah, the torque converter was fighting a little bit, but I got her.
So at least she's in, and then Nick's gonna finish it up on Monday, because we've got about 0 minutes left. So we're gonna start cleaning up, and that's gonna be about it for the day, but at least the trans is in. But there's not too much left to go. I mean, we gotta button up a few more things, and then kind of all the final touches of just buttoning all the lines up and all the bullshit shields, the airbox, just kind of putting everything back together. Wheels can stay here, doesn't really need those, but
I ain't gonna need those where we're going.
But other than that, there's...
Stay tuned for first quarter-mile track time on a Nissan Rogue in 2015
with a CVT. But anyway, just so Nick doesn't have too much to cut out of here, because we basically have to chop up this whole clip, but I'll kind of show you the old one. So like Nick said, this one looks newer theoretically. We did have an interesting time swapping the parts, because we did have one part attempt suicide when we were taking off this guy right here.
Yeah, I think it's some sort of like coolant cooler. It's got like 2 of them. There's one on the back that looks just like it, except it's got 2 instead of 4. But this one up here, so basically I took the bolts. I guess it's my own fault. I assumed it had like some sort of
tab or something,
like a nipple or something that went into the transmission.
Right.
And it wouldn't fall. And as soon as I went to grab it, it fell on the ground. And this nipple hanging off up here was bent. And then luckily I was able to pull it out without breaking it. So.
But we did have one little hiccup of a attempted suicide.
Even if it was broke, I doubt that's a super expensive piece.
No. But other than that, I mean, like he said, we got everything swapped over. Here's the old one. It ironically looks newer. But that's what happens when you get something from a junkyard. But some shop in my parents' hometown had it for a little while, and they wanted to actually rebuild this, which I don't even really think you can do with a CVT, let alone it's not the smart thing to do, at least. But they were quoting like almost $5,000 to rebuild this, and we were just like, yeah, there's no way that's the smart call. So. But I'll have Nick do some more updates, because as he finishes this up, I probably won't be here because I'll be at work myself. But I'll have him do some updates on Monday just to kind of keep you guys in the loop. And other than that, she should be wrapped up, and quick little trans swap. See you guys later.
All right, guys, a little update for you. We're ready to put the subframe in. I just got the transfer case in, both axles, buttoned up all the electrical connections, ground strap, all the hoses for the cooler up front. We got the cooler in the back on that we were saying we had to take off in order to get this whole apparatus out, this guy. So we're ready to go. All I gotta do is throw the subframe in, which is over there, and we should be good. So I shall bring you guys back on in a minute. All right, guys, it's alive. Just kind of setting the fluid level right now. I gotta wait for it to warm up, but I just tested it. It moves forward and backward, so that's good at least. But I'm gonna get this fluid set, take it on a test drive, and I'll see you guys then. All right, guys, sorry about that. I had a bit of a technical difficulty, but as you can see, she's all done, good to go. Finally hopping in the truck to go the hell home. But yeah, I had a slight technical difficulty here. Car drove fine. It was just vibrating a little bit, and these air boxes from Nissan are kind of garbage. Comes apart in like 3 different pieces, and this one was already kind of beat up. When I took it apart, one of the bolts that holds it in just snapped as soon as I went to loosen it. So there was that. That's what it was vibrating on. Then I was able to configure it around a little bit, because it's got those little rubber grommets that hold it in at the bottom, and one of them wasn't in, which I suppose is my fault, but hey, I ended up getting it and drove it like 15 miles, and she's good to go. So yeah, she's good to go now. So yeah, I guess that's really gonna be it. We didn't show like really the in-depth of how to really do it, but we just figured this would be a nice quick little video for you, for me and Andy. And yeah, so without further ado, we will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.